Welcome to another video for WinBidPro version 16. This is our preview of the beta that will be coming out at the end of March 2022. And I just wanted to go over today a feature that we've added that I think will help kind of work with issues in a job as you're building and creating your elevations and your estimates. So we wanted to get away from adding messages or notes and things like that that pop up and not only distract you but kind of wear on you, and you tend to ignore them and not pay attention to those types of messages, I think. So this approach that we've come up with is called the Job Alerts tab. And you'll see there's one alert there, and I'll talk about that in a second. But the idea is to have a little icon appear at the bottom of the V16 window that shows that an alert is present. So it would either be an error or something that needs your attention or just a message of some sort. So we decided to put all these in one place just to make it a little less obtrusive and also just easier to kind of go down the list and make sure everything's okay with your job if there are any problems. So with like any of these tabs in this window here, I can actually click on that and drag it away. So I could actually put my alerts on another window and leave them there. And then you don't have to like click on it each time you want to see what's going on or what kind of problems there may be. But if you don't want to do that, you can just leave it in the tab view, and then I can drag that back, hit that little center dot for that bullseye thing, and then it adds it back to the tabs up here. So this is where my elevations are, and it tells me right now that there's a problem with my elevation called splice test, and it's with a certain part that is longer than the available stock lengths. So as a side note, the beta release of V16 will not do automatic splices yet. So that's something we're going to be adding later, but splices are possible, but you have to put them in and tell them where you want them. So in this case, I have an elevation right here that's 300 inches wide, and there is sill flashing. So if it's 24-foot stock length, which is pretty common, a 300-inch sill flashing cut isn't going to work. So we have to actually add a splice to this to make that message go away. So if I click on this Splices tab and then click the Add, I can actually decide whether I want to do vertical or horizontal type splices. So in this case, I'm just going to do horizontal. And when I select that, I can either select I want head and sill splices or just sill. So in this case, since everything else is interrupted, I'm just going to work with my sill. So I want to decide to put the splice right in the middle of this vertical. So I'm using the little emblems here. A triangle is like the center of either a panel or a vertical, and the boxes are the beginning and end of a vertical. So I've selected where I want that splice to go, and I'll have another video on splices that goes into a lot more detail, but basically I added a splice right then, and then it shows me that I have a receptor. The selection is 0, so that's kind of like horizontal member 0 since it's at the very bottom. And then it tells me where that splice is, center of vertical number 8. So now if I go back to my job alerts window or tab, I have no more alerts. So not only are we checking for these types of things, we are clearing those messages when the issue is resolved. So that's something that's totally new for V16, and that will be in the beta release coming up. Thanks very much.